How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, I want to talk to you about some of the stocks that are kind of beaten down right now that I either want to add to or I want to buy for the first time. So, we know over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of red in the market. Luckily, we had a little bit of green on Wednesday, and for some of us, that was a good thing. For some of us, we really wanted to see a little bit more red so we could see a little bit more attractive buying in prices. So, right now, there are a handful of stocks that I've been looking at, and right off the bat, just know that this is not an all-inclusive list. This does not include everything out there that is either a good opportunity or all the stocks that I have that are a good opportunity even, because I hold a good number of stocks, and I only have a few on this list because I've been watching these ones the closest. I've also not included really any penny stocks. So in this environment, I started to invest a little bit more into penny stocks over the last couple months. I don't want to add to an existing stake in a company unless it gets really, really attractive. If I see a 10-20% dip in certain companies I'm already up a decent amount on, I might not throw any more money in it just because I don't want extra exposure. Now, two stocks that I would really like to see dip a lot more would be SENS or BNGO. Those are the two that I'm really bullish on, but we haven't seen those ones dip as much as some of the other ones. But I want to hit on these other stocks here for you today, so that way you can try to get into if you see a nice buying in point. So if you guys like this, please let me know by hitting the like button. I really appreciate it. It's 11:30. I'm planning on waking up very early in the morning for something. So if you guys don't mind hitting the like, I really appreciate that. If you guys want to hit subscribe and see more of these videos in the future, that's great too. There's a link down there to WeBull in case you want to deposit $100 and get 2 free stocks. They also allow you to trade pre-market and post-market hours, so definitely check that out if you want to start trading early or start trading late. You know, a lot of people jumped into GME and AMC when it was riding up today, so definitely consider that. There's also a link down there to BlockFi in case you want some interest on cryptocurrencies. Pretty good time to buy in my opinion, to a couple different things. But then there's also a link down there to my Patreon in case you want to know exactly when I buy and sell a stock and join 5,100 other people in there. So the first company that I want to talk about today is Osprey Technology Acquisition Corp. The ticker is SFTW. This is the company that's merging with BlackSky. Now, I've talked about this a couple times recently, and I've been buying more of this already. I'll just be honest. I've been buying this along the way down. I've been excited to get more of this company along the way, and I want to pick up more shares if it drops. I already have a pretty large position in them for my portfolio and what I'm used to, but if they drop much more, and I don't really want to give exact prices because who knows how big a drop we could see. We could see these stocks drop 10-20%, who knows, or we could see them just rocket up from here. So I don't want to give exact prices. You know, you'll have to make that decision for your own because I'm not a financial advisor anyways, but this one is one that I really like. BlackSky reminds me of Palantir, but for space. Like, they already have government contracts. They already are kind of Big Brother-ish, which it's a reference to 1984 if you haven't seen that or if you haven't read that book. But they're a company that I like over the long term. I think that they're one that's going to stay around, and it's a SPAC that's already earning some revenue. I like their government ties and contracts too. Now, the next company is one that I've held for a while now. I was in the 170s, and at that point, it seemed like it was very expensive. But this one is Teladoc. So we have not seen prices for Teladoc this low since about a month ago. So now it's starting to get into an attractive valuation. I think $36 billion or so. I would love to see it drop more so that I can pick up more shares. I really like this company. It's a telehealth company. I think it's the way of the future. I think telehealth makes so much sense long term that you're going to pay less. You're going to be able to get to a doctor without having to go and travel, especially for, you know, certain things that don't require that much effort or that you can do easily, I should say, over the phone or over a webcam. I think that telehealth is just going to expand over the coming years, and Teladoc is really at the forefront of that. I believe they are the largest company, and they just reported earnings. They actually beat revenue, but they lost on earnings per share by a couple cents. So that caused the stock to go down pretty dramatically. I think people expected them to actually beat expectations, and they beat one and then fell below on the other. So this is a company, again, that I would really like to pick up more shares of, even though I already have some shares now, and I really want to hold this one long term. I don't imagine I will be selling this anytime soon. The next company is Gores Holdings 6. So this one is GHVI. Now this company is merging with Matterport, and I have not talked about this one really on my channel much. I've talked about it some in the Patreon that I really want to get in on this. I've seen it right around $18, $19 a share. Right now it's a little bit higher than that. Right now the run rate for this company is 100 million. Now what they do is they transform buildings into data. That's how they phrase it. They have these scanners that can scan a whole building and then make a 3D model. So they're going to be used for a whole bunch of different things, for Redfin, for Airbnb, for other types of businesses too. It doesn't even have to be in the home industry. But this is a company that I think will do quite well. Now, they already have some competition, but I really like what they do. I've heard really good things from people that have used them, and they help sell houses a lot more. And in the future, I think this is going to be something that becomes more and more relevant over time. And I would really like to pick this company up. It's just right above where I want to pay for it. So I'm sure probably over the long term, I'll be looking back saying I wish I had bought in, but there is something to be said for holding a little bit of cash and getting some good deals at this point. So I'm holding out on this one a little bit longer, but I realize I could also lose a deal when I look back a couple of years from now. Now, the next company is Stpk. Now, this one is merging with STEM. This is a green energy play. I've held them for a little while now, and I told my group about them today. When they fell, I believe they were right around 34. I said, okay, this is starting to get a little bit overblown, I think, and then it hopped right back up to 36. I didn't pick up shares, but I wanted to see a little bit more of a dip if I was going to get in. They're a smart play, smart energy play, and it's a company that I could envision buying more of. Now, all these companies I've talked more in depth on, except for Matterport, I believe. I think that's the only one that I haven't talked on. I would also like, honestly, I'll pull this one up too. I would like Pace if it falls a little bit more. So right now it's in at $10.44. I've actually swung trade this one a couple times. The fact that it is a SPAC that's right around $10, I realize it's not as flashy and it might be pumped up a little bit more now because of the fact that there's been the pandemic and it's a tech play that's been kind of pushed up. It's an online tutoring company. It's worked out well for me just to sit and pick it up when it's in the low 10s and then sell it right around 11 and a half. A couple other things I'm looking at, Ethereum and Bitcoin. I like both of those. I use BlockFi for them. I could imagine picking up some more because I think, I just saw the other day, Bitcoin was bought in bulk by Square. Square bought $170 million worth of Bitcoin. And a lot of that news kind of got thrown to the side. People weren't paying attention because everyone was fearful in the market. That happened Tuesday. So I want to see if it falls anymore. I would love to pick up some more now, but I'm saving a lot of money for my house. So I would love to pick some more up though and put in BlockFi, get a nice interest rate. I think that that's really a good long-term hold. Of course, that's its own asset class. That's its own thing entirely. It's not a stock. It's got its own risk factors and reward, but it does seem to follow the general market trend. So let me know your thoughts on these down below. Let me know which ones you're looking at. I've had some people reaching out to me about different stocks. Again, if you want to check out those links down below, I really appreciate that. Please hit the like button. And if you guys want to see my video from earlier today, you can definitely check this out. It's on a new stock that I just picked up today. It's a SPAC that Chamath is actually leading the private investment side of. Thank you, and I'll see you in this video. Bye.